With the recent drop of Suicide Squad, I thought it would be fun to reflect on some of the other Harley Quinn movies that I guess feature other characters. It's a battle of CG sky beams, bedazzled shades, terrible dialogue.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
Glass-shattering vocals and
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Blah.
It's Birds of Prey versus Suicide Squad on Reel Rivalries. It's very easy to make fun of a film like Suicide Squad. That's it. That's the full statement. It features many high and low points, whereas Birds of Prey is much more consistent throughout. Never amazing, but never truly terrible. It's like breakfast at McDonald's. You know what you're gonna get. Now the aftermath of that said breakfast, that's another conversation altogether. One I don't really feel like jumping into. Speaking of breakfast, how glorious does that egg sandwich look in Birds of Prey? The cinematography is downright stunning at times. At others, it's borderline Batman and Robin. Suicide Squad has a darker, grittier vibe that appears to have been wildly mucked with in post-production, complete with obnoxious overlays and out-of-place radio hits. We don't do that here. I'm still bothered that Eminem's Without Me was edited so poorly, but thankfully it's gone quickly, and we're off to the next 20 songs off the Now That's What I Call Suicide Squad album. All that noise aside, there's still some great visuals, especially in the flashback Joker montage. Birds of Prey has the playful font treatments and music as well, but it blends in with the look of the film so much better. Clearly planned out appropriately ahead of time instead of driven by studio interference. Release the Ayer cut. Actually, don't. I don't think I could handle any more Jared Leto Joker. These are, of course, subjective opinions. Plenty of fans love this version of the character. The fact that he felt so shoehorned into this is the real problem, and I know there's tons of footage left on the cutting room floor. It also shouldn't take a movie 3 helicopter and plane crashes to get our heroes in the right destination. Nonsensical plot aside, the movie runs really fast. Stuff is always happening. It's like ADD, the movie. There's plenty of action, comedy, fan service, and explosions to keep your attention. Birds of Prey is a bit slower moving, as it tries to build up an actual plot and character backstories. And believe it or not, they're more than a couple throwaway sentences by Rick Flag.
This is Katana. She's got my back. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
The slower pace aside, there's still plenty of fun to be had here. Gratuitous fight scenes, raunchy dialogue, beautiful food porn, and a cool CG hyena named Bruce. Plus, we can't forget that strong female empowerment message that's bashed so hard over your head, you might start hating yourself for being a man. Well, the joke's on you, Harley. I hated myself long before seeing your film. Long before. Birds of Prey gets the win here. Mainly so people won't call me sexist. I'm fragile. If you're looking for a wide range of demented, unsavory characters with little regard for personal hygiene or general well-being, you head to Walmart. You watch Suicide Squad for the murderous, quirky villains. Here's a quick roll call for you. Deadshot, not to be confused with Deadpool, Deathstroke, or Slade. Captain Useless. Sad Sword Lady, Dad Bod Croc. Slip Not Gonna Live Long, the one that got away. Dance Dance Revolution. Sons of Arson, and of course, the Clown Prince himself, Joker Leto.
I am not someone who is loved.
You know how he can tell he's damaged? He's got it tattooed across his forehead. Blink and you'll miss a cameo by The Flash, along with Batfleck, beating up a man in front of his daughter in an alleyway. Some good optics right there. There are like half a dozen other characters in this, none of which get near enough time to flesh out any sort of real development. I think Amanda Waller is the main protagonist since she starts randomly narrating, but we hardly see her. It's a case of too many great actors with not enough to do. Birds of Prey, or BOP for short, as I will refer to it for that one time only, has a smaller roster with focus more squarely put on Harley Quinn. A wise move, considering how well she was received by pretty much everyone who saw Suicide Squad. Margot seems more sure of herself this time too, really leaning into that character accent. I will, however, miss her more tasteful attire in Suicide Squad, which unfortunately has been replaced with what appears to be trash, taken from the back of a Spencer's parking lot dumpster. Joining Harley on her fantabulous emancipation of whatever that stupid title was are a few birds of prey. We have Black Canary, who will use her special scream ability exactly one time in combat. Crossbow Killer, no-nonsense cop lady. And Cassandra Cain, who I'm told becomes Batgirl at some point. She's seen here sitting on the toilet, shooting out a large diamond. Humble beginnings. The main villain is Roman, also known as Black Mask. He has a Hannibal Lecter complex going on, having henchmen remove people's faces.
Silence of the land.
This is a tough one, because although Suicide Squad gave us Margot Robbie's Harley, they also gave us Jared Leto's Joker. Birds of Prey has a more focused set of characters, but none of them come even close to Quinn. Since variety is the spice of life, I'm giving this round to Suicide Squad. Should see that at the bottom, the points come up. It's an effect we use. I touched on Suicide Squad not making a lick of sense, but frankly, I don't really care. I'm here for the spectacle. As long as the characters are enjoyable and there's plenty of great action, I'm sold. The good news is, there's a lot of action. Bad news, it's not great. The same can be said, and is as a matter of fact being said right now about Birds of Prey. The Harley solo fights are all on point, and you can really see the John Wick team's contributions to the film. Watching her beat the living shit out of thugs during a cocaine-fueled blitz absolutely dwarfs the elevator sequence in Suicide Squad. Will Smith Wild Westing a bunch of zombie things definitely looks cool, but dear God, that CG El Diablo is horrific. Suicide Squad again keeps things punchy, so we have a smattering of different flavors. A subway tear, chopper troubles, a slow motion boss fight, and a slick car chase keep things interesting. Even with Batman there, it's not as cool as Harley flipping around cars and motorcycles via rollerblades. I do think the Funhouse fight falls into Joel Schumacher territory, but then you have the prison rumble and police precinct attack that make up for it. This round's for the birds. As the expression goes, one man's trash is another man's Suicide Squad. Birds of Prey had a more focused narrative, an enjoyable lead, and a better overall presentation, therefore making it the winner. I've given you my take, and now I want to hear yours. Leave a comment with your winner, like the video if you had some fun, and I'll see you next week on another Reel Rivalries. And as for the David Ayer cut, you know what? Pitch the thing to Quibi. Get it on their crappy platform, they could put the thing in black and white, give it that phone aspect ratio. It'll be deemed a brilliant piece of art. I don't see the downside here. It's a win-win for everyone. There's a flashback in Suicide Squad that sees Harley wearing her classic Batman the Animated Series outfit. We get a similar fashion sense at the end of Birds of Prey. Listen, I'm a sad man with very little to look forward to, DCEU. Give me Margot Robbie in the animated Harley Quinn suit stat. Quit playing games with my heart.